Hey guys, Jonah here, back as always with a beer review, and yeah, I'm gonna do it slightly differently because I have the beer in my hand. It is dun dun dun, if it will focus, St Ives Brewery, and then the beer is called Zennor. It's a 5.2% oatmeal stout, which is cool. And look at the label. I don't know if that is St Ives, but it's an epic kind of ocean type scene, which is pretty good. Suitable for vegans, as we all know. Perfect, because we all like vegans, even though it's no longer veganuary. It's something else. So it says Zennor is a decadent oatmeal stout brewed with dark malts, oats, and wheat, and Phoenix hops. Interesting. Chocolatey and creamy, with a voluptuous mouthfeel, roasted notes, and a touch of sweetness. As yeah, exceptional. St Ives. As I was going to St Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Shame on. And that beer is part of the Southwest box, and we'll just have a wee look at the picture there. Zennor, this stuff here looks like it's the same. Thought I'd give you a look at the spider diagram because that, to me, is really interesting. Multi mouthfeel, etc., etc. I really do like visual management. It's called, so showing some form of kind of control. It's all to do with control and stuff. But yeah, visual management, very good at. I like that. Right, let's get cracking. Zennor. Sorry, still got a bit of a cough, a residual cough. So this has not been in the fridge for a change. To get how are we doing? Yep, cool. Always like to do that practice opening. Apart from yesterday when I managed to get it all on my trousers. But yeah, absolutely no overflow today. So that is fandabidosi. We shall get that one in. Kind of promoted a bit of extra head there, which is cool. So let's do one of these today. Silly picture for the front of the video. You know how we roll. We always kind of do that. Wow, Jesus, look at that head. Outrageous. Look at those bubbles. Some massive big bubble forming right in the middle. And then some mini ones around. Lovely colour as well. It's sort of an off-white kind of cream coloured head. Looks a little bit like, look at those bubbles. It's like a honeycomb almost. Very bizarre. Ooh. Getting some coffee roastness, but also getting a bit of sourness too, which is weird. Kind of, not sure if that's coming from the yeast, maybe, or maybe from the hops. Phoenix hops, which I don't know too well off the top of my head. And as usual with these, it's not jet black, it's just off, you can tell. If down there was black, can you see? It's sort of just the thinnest part of the glass. You can see through there. It looks pretty black, to be honest, but it isn't. It's really dark brown. Wheats and oats is one of my favourite. I think every beer I have, it's really weird, has wheat and oats in it. And I always point out the fact that it contains wheats and oats. But especially for stouts and dark beers. And strangely enough, for NEPA styles, so northeast style or hazy IPAs, adding that wheat and oats gives it creaminess, which is really nice in those style of beers. But everyone seems to be doing it now, so who knows? Right, let us get cracking. Mm. Oh, interesting. So coffee up front, and then is a kind of, yeah, weird follow, sort of weird bitterness, but it's a kind of hoppy bitterness. So up front roasty, then it goes bitter, then it goes, yeah, sort of coffee again, but more roast. Not sure about that. It seems a bit disjointed, shall we say. Um, if one thing goes this, then it immediately goes to something else. Okay, not too bad. But then when it goes back to the first thing again, it's like, why did you have that second kind of action there? Um, and then very smooth, not surprised, smooth, creamy, and there is quite a lot of residual sweetness too. So when I say bitter in the hoppy way, this is not a high IBU beer. It just isn't. Um, but that said, there's this weird, yeah, this weird kind of bitter. Maybe it's bitter chocolate, but I'm pretty sure the malt, the hops, because the bitter chocolate is obviously coming from the malt. The hops are having that impact on that secondary kind of taste that I'm getting. Um, and it's not like a hop bomb, like if this was an IPA or a kind of hoppy style, which it isn't. This is a malty beer. Let's go back in, see if we get that again. Oh, now I'm getting some burntness, but quite sweet. So yeah, the head looked a bit like honeycomb or cinder toffee, perhaps. Um, and now I'm getting that kind of taste. So it's gone from being kind of I mean, the roastiness is still there, but it's now the sweetness is taking over. So that dark roastiness, even that hoppiness, is kind of gone, and it's being placed by sweetness. But it is an oatmeal stout, so the oats is making this creamy there. Oh, lovely. Perhaps a tiny bit too sweet for me. This is not a pastry stout. Don't panic. And I do like sweet stouts, but yeah, the balance is a little bit out once again because it's not so strong. So the alcohol is 5 point. Where are we? 5.7. Are we? No, 5.2 today. The sweetness is a little bit too much for the alcohol. If it was a little bit stronger, the sweetness wouldn't matter so much. Um, and as I said yesterday, it is on the right side of 5, only just, but the right side of 5%, this beer. And look at that, we have a solid tide line there. We have a slightly more wobbly one there on my second sip. Will we get one on the final one? I wonder what we're going to get from the final sip. Is it going to be obscenely sweet? Because this beer, like a lot of beers do, change as we go down the glass, which is fantastic. Um, it just goes to show that beer is a fantastic thing to drink, especially when it's not being chemically castrated, shall we say, chemically treated to the point when it's just there's nothing, it's like a lawnmower beer. You just chug away, chug away. Every mouthful is the same, just a bit boring. Something that does change as you go down the glass, in my opinion, is really good. It's artisan. Cheers. Mm, wow. So that bitterness really has returned. And in that final sip, I was really getting some nice hop mouthfeel, I guess, from the Phoenix hops, which I wasn't getting a bit higher up. But I'm pretty sure that what I tasted in the first mouthful, the secondary taste was the hop bitterness. And it was nice. It was a bit earthy, I have to say, bit of earthy hops, but was a nice hop character there, which you don't usually get with stouts, especially really dark ones, because the malts really take over. Oh, wow, I did drink that reasonably quickly. I apologise, as always, dear viewer, about my reflux, which does happen when you drink beer reasonably quickly. Isn't that true? Um, hmm. I think I would much prefer yesterday's beer. So I'm not saying this is a bad beer. I'm just saying, for me personally, I would score this a tiny bit lower just because it's a bit disjointed. However, if you are chasing Seven Wives and you find yourself in St Ives, I have been there more than once actually. Really cool place to go. If you like surfing and water stuff, water sports, I was going to say, really cool place to go. And it's in Cornwall. Maybe not as trendy as somewhere like Newquay or somewhere like that, but definitely St Ives is, or should be, on your map if you ever go down to Cornwall. Take your time. Newquay's sort of down the bottom. Go back up a little bit, and you get to St Ives. Really cool. And some of the coastline there is really, really beautiful. In the winter, it's a bit kind of bleak and stuff, but hey, I like that too. I live near the sea, so I like storms on the sea sometimes are fantastic. But equally, when it's nice and sunny, there's loads of sandy beaches in St Ives that you can go to. So if you don't fancy going down all the way down to Newquay, St Ives is a little bit up the coast. This has been Unclejona. If you've liked this beer review and listened to my inane ranting, fantastic. Good to have you here. Why not think about clicking subscribe and then you'll never miss another video. Although I do try and upload every day. Sometimes it's every couple of days, but yeah, I'm trying. My aim is to to drink something every day and do a review. If you have liked this video, please do me a favor and click the like button. It is only down below after all. And if you haven't liked this video, I apologize, but I thank you for staying this far in and listening to my inane rantings. Guys, as I say, this has been Unclejona, drinking the beers, the Cornish beers, so you guys don't have to. We'll be back real soon with more beer reviews. And until then, take care of yourselves.